we came to Liverpool today in the hope of, you know, conducting some research about COVID-19, but it's been hard here. They're in tier 1 today. No one's really willing to like get involved. It is what it is. I can try right now if you want. Excuse me, you down to answer a few questions about COVID-19? You down, yeah? Cheers, we've got one right here. Light work for man, innit? Know what time it is.
I stay more at home, less with my friends, and play a lot of video games, and I made less exercise.
I have contracted COVID about 2 weeks ago.
Had quite a few impacts. It cancelled my wedding. It meant a pretty hard time working from home. I struggle working from home. Yeah, and actually the one thing which got me this week was my nan said she hasn't had a hug since March, and like, it's those family things which are just tough.
Can't order drinks without food. It has to be, as they put it, a substantial meal.
All the gyms are shut, so you can't do anything. Can't go into uni, everything's online.
Yeah, all the bars and everything is shut in, so student life's pretty...
No freshers.
Rubbish.
Yeah. They don't want you to go home, which is just a bit crap, to be fair.
It's really not great at the moment, not having fun.
It's all a bit miserable.
Well, that's the thing, because obviously finding people, so like a girl I live with's been fined because she went to a party.
And they all have security on all the flats.
Well, they all got £200 fine, but there's like 20 people there, so it's like £4 grand or whatever from one party.
So obviously clubs are closed, you can't mix households.
Not really, no. I just go out and skate like I would before it.
For me, I have a lot of sympathy for the first year students, because ultimately university is all about making your first year experience and getting that uni life in. A lot of the new students haven't been able to do that, and these guys will never meet their new course mates at all.
So the social life has been absolutely like horrendous. There's no like social aspect to studying. We're all students, aren't we? So the social life to it is absolutely incredible. Like the dramatic change, and also everything's online with university, and it's not the same, is it?
Then when I hit in like March, I had to go back to Northern Ireland, which just sucked big time. You know, going from like a city to a small countryside again was rubbish, so it affected me big time.
Basically, I think the government, when they said they knew about this, and this is the thing that really ticks a lot of people off. They knew about it, and they just let it happen.
Oh, with Boris in control, not very well. I feel like Theresa May would have handled it better.
Yeah, it's an absolute shambles, isn't it? Like,
can I swear?
Yeah.
Oh my god, shocking. Absolutely shocking. It is ridiculous.
Honestly, I think they've done a good job. Obviously, like, they couldn't have known what was like, the best thing to do, because obviously like, we've never been in this situation before.
So when I finish uni, how is it going to turn out? Am I going to be walking straight into a recession? And you know, how's the job market going to look like? You know,
I think UK government has initially it was very bad, but later they have become more good. They try to bring a lot of guidelines and everything.
It was like Sunday night, and it was like from tomorrow morning offices will open, you go back to work. And anyone else, like, you can't, that amount of notice can put so many people under stress. And I think that for me personally, it's those type of communication which it's like, I think they could be better.
There was no immediate shutdown like other countries, so from the very moment they just never had the upper hand, and now it shows like 7 months on we're still not any closer to defeating the virus and getting life back to normal as we once knew it.
The thing is, right, it was all the cases were really high in the south, weren't they? And then so there was like nationwide lockdown, and then as soon as it swaps and the north to the west, they're like, nah, we'll just lock you up bit by bit and ignore the south because they are Tories and they're like
I don't agree with them, because obviously if we didn't go into lockdown, or like the projections were looking at like 200,000 deaths, and just can't be having that, to be honest.
I feel like it's a bit stupid if everyone just stays inside for a couple of weeks. It should just stop.
Like, it's hard, it's crap, and I 100% back that there is pain and there's hurt.
Liverpool's on tier 3 lockdown and all the gyms and stuff are shut, but then Lancashire's on it and they're not.
Also, we've got to get back to normal life at some point. Like, I understand. I got the first lockdown, I understood. We didn't know what it was, we didn't know how dangerous it was. But now we know a lot more. Like, the mortality rate's so low, and it's like, we can't live like this forever. They're gonna put us on lockdown, the cases will drop, they'll start to open stuff again, the cases will rise. Like, we can't just keep going around in circles forever.
Good. Now with the reopening of things, cases went up, so I don't think it was a very good idea. But the economy was very bad, so yeah, there's nothing they can do.
This is all about money at the end of the day, and yeah, whilst there's so much selfishness within the government and they're all about lining their own pockets, and then you know this is going to keep going on. This is a money-making profit for for them guys in suits in Downing Street. This isn't about for the welfare, you know.
To me, I think people need to abide by the rules. It's not as bad as it was back in May. I was working in healthcare during the pandemic and I've come back, and I think it's a lot less. You can't win. You know, the government has not done great things, but I don't know what position in power is going to be doing a fantastic job. You know.
Sad.
Yeah, it's just all been a bit miserable. Like, you walk through Concert Square, where it's usually really busy and lovely, and you're like full of students and stuff, and it's just dead.
Dead. A lot more dead than usual. It's not the same vibe about it at all. There's still obviously people about, but you used to go in the place to be packed, and even if even going into a few shops around there, the shopkeepers, you can just notice the mood because they're not getting much business. I don't know, the whole city's just sort of down at the minute.
Do you know what? I think it's been quite nice. Obviously, after everything closed down, all the pubs and that, everyone's not happy, but everyone's like really friendly around here and nice, so I've had a good time, mate.
We've lost the community, we've lost the spirit of what this city actually is all about, and I think that's just the most depressing, that the city is just not the same anymore. In freshers now, like I'd hate to be starting university in the first year now.
And you can't even, I have friends in first year and you can't even explain to them what it was like because you just have to have done it yourself, like, and it's weird, like they think this is normal for Liverpool, but this is just so, this is not what it was like.
Pretty shittily, to be honest. Like, I've not really seen anyone social distance, and I go to the skate park by mine, it's full of little kids and all that. It's just, no one's taking it seriously, I don't think.
Take off the curfew on New Year's Eve.
Not much at this rate, aliens to come down and cure us.
The pub's back open for Christmas.
Yeah, I'd always like Oasis to reopen.
Or an Oasis reunion, you know.
What can save 2020, I think at the moment, the only thing is that be positive, just follow the guidelines and enjoy your life.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Of course, I'm Liverpool. There's nothing than Liverpool, you know. We are LFC.
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Everton.